Hello, my wonderful math students. Today we are going to start working with equations that look a little bit different. We're still going to use all of the skills that we've learned about solving equations, but this time instead of just having one variable, just an n or an x or whatever, we're going to have some equations or formulas that have multiple variables, and we're just going to try to get one variable all by itself. So in the first problem, for instance, we're going to be solving this equation for for a. It doesn't matter what the z or the a or the m stand for. It doesn't matter that they're variables instead of numbers. We know how to get rid of multiplying by m, right? Because that's what's happening right now to our a. It's being multiplied by something, so to get rid of multiplying, I'm going to divide. That's going to make that part go away. So I have the a all by itself right here, which is what I wanted. And I'm going to have z over m on the other side. Now, personally, I really don't care if you take the time to rewrite this to put the a first. You certainly can, but you don't need to as far as I'm concerned. This answer has the a isolated all by itself. For number 2, I still want to get the a by itself. But this time, I have to get rid of adding something. That something happens to be a k, but that's not important. It's just that it's adding something, and I want to get rid of adding it. So I would subtract that k. That gives me my a all by itself, which is what I wanted. The u and the k, they don't go together. They don't become some new thing. It's just u minus k. Since they're not like terms, they just stay as two separate terms. Same 3 letters as our first one. Different equation to start with though. Still trying to get the a by itself. I just picked a bunch of these that had a for the first couple problems. Right now it's a divided by m. Ignore the m for a second. It's just a divided by something. How do I get rid of dividing? Well, we multiply. So we're going to multiply by m on both sides. So the m's would go away. There's my a. Now, I really don't care if you write mz or zm. I guess the z was there first, so I would probably do it this way. But a lot of times we also want things alphabetical, so I don't care which way you would write that. Either way would be just fine for me. In number 4, still getting the a by itself, I need to get rid of subtracting something. That something happens to be a c, but again, that isn't really the important thing for us to worry about right now. It's subtraction. To get rid of subtraction, I would add the thing that I'm trying to get rid of. Both sides. So there's my a. And again, g and c don't go together. It's just g plus c is equal to a. Some of the problems today that you're going to see are multiple choice, and this is a little bit tougher problem to do. So I want to try to get the a all by itself. This is a multi-step problem this time. I'm going to pretend like these multiple choice options aren't even here. I'm just going to rewrite this over here. I've got 4a minus c equals -4, and I'm trying to get the a all by itself. Just like when we're solving a regular equation, if this is the thing that I'm trying to get all by itself, the 4 is attached to it, so we have to leave that 4 alone for now. So I would start by getting rid of the c, and it's subtracting c right now, so I would add c. If you wrote -4 plus c, that would be fine. We've talked about standard form, and we've said usually we want variables before numbers. So instead of -4 plus c, I'm going to write c minus 4 or c plus a -4. And on the left side, I still have 4 times a. Now, I don't want 4 times a. I just want the a. So to get rid of multiplying by 4, I would divide by 4. And this time, I know it looks kind of weird. The whole thing gets divided by 4. There are times when I would want to do that as 2 separate pieces of division, but for right now, we're just going to leave this all together. So this is going to be C minus 4 over 4, which would be right here, letter C. One thing I want to make sure that you know is that you cannot simplify a fraction by just, for instance, saying, oh, let's cancel those 4s. You can't because of the subtraction in the numerator. That would have to be done as 2 separate things. So please don't try to just cancel out those 4s. They have to stay for right now. In number 6, again, another multiple choice. I'm trying to solve this one for x. So I have 2xk equals 3, and I'm solving for x. So I want to start by thinking about what's happening to the x. Right now, the x is being multiplied. Well, it happens to be multiplied by 2 things at the same time. So to get rid of multiplying, I would divide. I could actually divide by the 2 and the k at the same time. So the 2 will go away. Again, no addition or subtraction here, so I can do this kind of canceling. The k's will both go away. So there's my x, that's what I wanted. And my answer is just going to be 3 over 2k. Right there. And then 2 more problems and then we're done. These are not going to have multiple choice. But I'm trying to solve for the x. So right here's my x. Right now the x is being added to k. So to get rid of adding, I would subtract k. All right, I don't really care where you line up the k. I can just kind of put it in the middle of that whole side, but the k's will go away on the left. Here's my x, that's what I wanted. I would just leave the stuff that you had to start with, w plus v, and then we'll just tack on that minus k at the end. So if you haven't noticed yet, this is all just exactly the same steps that we used when we were solving equations, but we're just not crunching any of the numbers. All we're doing is just moving stuff around, but we know all of the steps that we need to take to do that, to move stuff around. All right, for this last problem, again, I want to get the a by itself. I have to get rid of multiplying by something. So I'm going to divide by the something I want to get rid of. And again, right now, big fraction for the whole side. So a is equal to v plus w over k. Today's practice problems are going to be from a worksheet that's in Schoology for you. It's not very long. Please, please, please show your work. There are some multiple choice questions, just like you saw in these examples. And I don't want you to just look at it and say, oh yeah, that one seems right. I want you to actually do the work to make sure that you're getting the right answer. When you're done with the worksheet and you've checked your answers with the answer key, make sure that you take the learning check in Schoology and let me know if you need any help.